And then take Yamask, for instance, who are the ghosts of humans supposedly just carrying around the face they had when they were alive.
Yeah, that's always struck me as a bit weird. Or what about the flames of Alolan Marowak that cause mental and physical pain that will never fade? That seems a bit overkill for me, to be honest. Why are we just letting our 10-year-olds hang out with these things, or even using them in battle? They're poor opponents.
Positively glorious. What about Phantomp? A stump possessed by the spirit of a child who died while lost in the woods.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Makes you think, what if the child died elsewhere? What happens to those spirits? Wait a minute.
Please don't.
Hey, hi, Halloween, everyone.
Hi!
All this talk about dead Pokemon, and considering recent additions to the franchise like regional variants,
I mean, sure, if you think 2016 is recent.
it's all relative. It got us thinking about a different form of variants, not Mega Evolution or Gigantamax, not specific to regional adaptations, weather influence, holding plates, or cosplay.
What if Phantom had different forms, depending on how it died? Let me explain. If we break down Phantom's dex entries, we can determine they are created when spirits possess rotten tree stumps. Those spirits are of children who died while lost in the forest. They have a voice like that of a human child, the purpose of which is to lure others into their domain, presumably to get lost and have die and make more. And their leaves can be boiled to cure any illness. But what?
That's not very scary.
I know, right?
To make new forms for Phantom, there were two factors. The location where the child dies must be a known location where children often get lost. And the possessed object used on Phantom's head must be reflective of said location. For example, if a child died in, let's say, a forest made of bees, its head would be a beehive, and it would be ghost bug type.
What?
It's just an example. Let's see what you come up with.
Well, it's funny you should say that, wise guy, because I actually came up with this very concept for Phantom during last year's Halloween season. Thinking about lost kids, and then got thinking about Phantom, the spirit of a child who died while lost in the woods. Thinking about other places children could get lost, we figured the shopping center. Apoptic Phantom, the bag Pokemon. According to rumor, these Pokemon are bags possessed by the spirits of children who died while lost in shopping centers. With a voice like a human child's, it cries out to lure adults deep into the aisles, getting them lost among the snacks. Pretty ridiculous, right? I mean, kids get lost in shops or malls all the time. It was equally hilarious and ridiculous to me that one could just die from pure negligence. Think about it. These places are heavily frequented, so the idea of a child just withering away to nothing while surrounded by dozens of people who don't care and also aisles filled with food that they can eat to survive. Redonk.
This Phantom variant wears a plastic bag on its head. Good iconography for the location, but maybe also referencing how old and discontinued shopping bags carry the risk of asphyxiation.
Wow, okay. Calm down.
What? I'm a ghost type. It's only natural for me to consider these things.
This Phantom variant would probably be Ghost normal? Maybe just pure Ghost. Plastic isn't a type that we have in Pokemon.
Yet.
I mean, maybe we could stretch it to bags being made from fibers and have it be a Ghost Steel type. Let us know what you think this guy's typing should be. Well, maybe when this guy...
The beach!
What?
Kids get lost at the beach all the time. And they could drown, sink into the sand, or get eaten by a fish.
Okay. Yeah, sure. What are you thinking? So, I guess that its head adornment could be a sandcastle, a life ring, maybe some sort of buoy.
A buoy?
No, a buoy. Oh, buoy. Because it's a ghost. Very clever.
Haha, yes. But no, its head is the fish's skeleton.
Okay. Damn, poor guy was just dragged down head first. Explains why its inner tube didn't help save them. Jeez, that's pretty grim. I mean, if we're talking the way Pokemon behave in Legends Arceus, there's no way I'd be going swimming if I knew there were Sharpedo around. That skeleton, though, I don't recognize it as any Pokemon that exists.
Neither do I. Sometimes less is more. Maybe it's like Shelda's tail, where it's not a Pokemon that exists on its own, and any fish Pokemon that kills a human child will become the skeleton that adorns their head, with the spirit of the child becoming the body of Phantump.
It's pretty interesting. Ghost water type, I presume?
Of course.
Awesome. Well, it's definitely dark enough, but I imagine it would only get darker when it evolves.
Chimney sweeps!
You what now?
A genuine way that children died, whilst also getting lost up the chimney.
Jesus, dude.
Back in the 1600s, I believe, children were used to clean chimneys due to their small size. They could fit within the structure, shimmy their way up, and all of them suffered severe health issues.
Obviously.
And others may have gotten stuck in said chimneys, dying slow, horrible, painful deaths, making them perfect for a Phantump variant.
Oh my god.
What? If Pokemon is at a stage where it can reference modern-day environmental issues like dying coral, is it so out of the question that they'd reference something dark from over 400 years ago?
I mean, okay, but...
They didn't shy away from people dying in the woods in the first place. That's probably still a regular occurrence.
Fair point. So what, this little guy just has his head stuck up a chimney?
With a little chimney sweep broom for a tail.
Okay. I like how Phantump's signature wisp now looks like a little bit of smoke coming out of the top of the chimney. It's a nice touch. I'm getting Ghost Rock vibes from this guy personally, just from the brickwork. But I'm guessing that some of you think Ghost Fire would equally make sense. It makes me wonder what it will look like when it evolves.
What about airports?
Why do you keep interrupting me?
The video is about Phantump variants, isn't it? I'm suggesting them. I'm only trying to help.
Okay. Just please tell me this has nothing to do with planes.
No, of course not. Same vibe as our shopping center variant, where a child gets lost and absolutely nobody seems to care.
Hilarious.
Maybe they got scared and hid in someone's suitcase, then got zapped by the radiation while going through the luggage scanner.
What are you even talking about?
I don't know. Being creative is such a drain sometimes.
Tell me about it. What about some sort of suitcase luggage scanner combo for its head? It's definitely goofy enough. Also Ghost Electric type, I guess? What do we even call this? Screening Phantump? X-ray Phantump?
Whatever you want. Do you want to talk about them now?
Oh, so you've known this whole time?
Of course. I'm omnipotent.
That you are. Now, normally when traded, Phantump will evolve into Trevenant. However, common regional forms, specifically Galarian ones, evolution lines can get really switched up, with a Pokemon line we are already familiar with evolving into something completely different to what we're used to. Berserker and Runerigus, I'm looking at you. When leveled up in a magnetic field, or I guess just by using a Thunderstone, not really a fan of that, Game Freak, why not just make a Magnet Stone or something? Anyway, when either of those two things happen, Screening Phantump will evolve into Revengate.
Whoa. Is this a new Pokemon, or is it just a regional Stonjourner?
You know, now that you say it, airport scanners and Stonehenge are structurally pretty much the same. I guess that comparison was unavoidable, to be honest. I imagine this guy would be slow as hell, but with a massive special attack, as it would need its opponents to pass beneath it in order to deliver the finishing blow. Not great to have in an actual airport. Unless they actually, do their jobs.
Definitely not. I understand I may have crossed the line with my chimney variant. So what better way to make up for a grimly based first stage by having it evolve into a goofy final form? Sweeping Phantump evolves into... You might want to sit down for this. Sandtump.
What in the hell? Okay. How is this thing evolving?
I'm thinking if it's leveled up while knowing the move Smokescreen or something. Mayhaps while it's also in a town or city, any sort of urban environment.
Maybe you could have an evolution method tied into the soot sack. Maybe you need to feed it the volcanic ash you collect. This guy definitely has like bad Santa vibes. Maybe it's even Krampus-esque. Ah, Jesus. Here I am in October, talking about Christmas. Let's move on.
Agreed. What about our fishy friend?
Ah, yes. I think a unique way to evolve this poor guy would be to level it up underwater. Like, after using Dive. Drowned Phantump will evolve into Nathornant.
Now that's a bony fish, if I've ever seen one.
That's for sure. I was a tiny bit iffy about giving it arms, but I really liked how it turned out in the end. Imagine running into one of these on the seafloor. No thank you.
Speak for yourself. I'd love to take a dunk with this Leostius.
And finally, leaving us with...
So, it ends where it began.
If leveled up in a department store, our little baghead will evolve.
Oh, that's how I evolved.
Yes. Carrier Phantom evolves into the Ghost Steel type. Trolleyvant.
Hilarious.
What else did you expect?